it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for Pretty Little Liars Season 4, Episode 19, Shadow Play. And I know I said I was kind of done with this show, but the reason I said that is because here's my problem with the show. I was going to make a very long rant video about this. Honestly, though, it was not worth my time. I didn't feel like I wanted to, because here was my problem. They had stuff going for them with the show, but they weren't really exploring it, and now they're really starting to. And this episode definitely changes a lot for the show. Definitely changes where we're going with the storyline, with the storylines and everything. And I'm really interested into seeing what else is going to happen from here. I'm definitely interested about that. But this episode was also a very big, controversial episode because it was all black and white. Now, when I first heard about them doing a black and white episode, I thought, oh my god, this is genius. This whole Spencer storyline is genius. I really didn't know how they were going to do it, but it was genius. Now, I was confused about something, and yes, I will talk about the ending because I will tell you guys the only part of this episode I did not like was the ending. I was pissed at the ending. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. It was a really great one. Definitely the best of 4B. Besides Love Shack Baby, I thought that one was really good. But that was the only other really, really good one. This one was actually better than that one because it was just so different from the other ones. So let's just get to the episode. So right away, we see it's in color first. There's like 4 minutes of color before it goes to black and white. Honestly, the color stuff was interesting, and I did enjoy it, and we had to see it, but I thought the black and white stuff was much better. So we see Hannah, Spencer, and Emily. It's pretty clear to them that Ezra is part of the A-team. They don't really know, their theories that solidify when they find Allie's journal in his desk. They're scared to tell Aria until they are solid, and then late night at school, they catch Mona coming in to collect papers, seemingly for Ezra. No one knows where Shauna is. They know that she has gone missing, so Emily may have to chat with Paige about her involvement with Shauna. We don't know what's going on there, though. And then Ezra's off with Aria driving. She tells him that all she can think about is the homework she has to do, one being a short story. She mentions to him that sometimes the villains can win. Will he? Spencer is so tired, and then we see this is what causes the 1940s. Spencer's really tired. She's forcing herself to stay awake by watching a black and white movie. She sees shots fired in the film, and just like that, she's in the movie. Her whole life is now a black and white, and I gotta say, when they went black and white, things just got awesome. I think definitely that was a great choice. Because then we see Toby. He shows up. He starts to interrogate Spencer about Allie. The thing is, Toby in this version is much more intense than Toby we see now. Because think about it, this was the 1940s. It was like a noir film. Everything was intense. Everyone was like a gangster then, so... Well, I mean, not everyone was, but the setting they were trying to show was like gangsters and things like that. So it was really cool, though, to see them all dressed up. That was definitely cool. Keep in mind this is all a film nor vein, so it's a lot of black and white. So she gets caught by him taking her pills, but she claims that they help to keep her focus. And what I like is that they didn't completely shut away from all the plots. This was not just a one episode and done thing. No, this is going to come back into effect in the next few episodes. So then what happens is Ezra then shows up at the coffee shop, treating Spencer to a 15-cent coffee and an apology, and then Spencer tells Hannah and Emily what is going on with Ezra and such until Aria shows up. By the way, Hannah in this episode was very funny. She actually is part of this, club that's like the We Hate Men club. It's really funny. She keeps taking calls the whole episode. Very, very funny. This was definitely some of Ashley Benson's best work. We usually don't see her this funny, but she had some really great lines in this episode. Definitely, that was great. So, Toby walks in after Spencer has taken more pills, tried to contact Ezra. They are going back and forth until he notices a huge framed photo of Allison on the wall. He thinks she is blinded by all the pills, so she cannot see what is right in front of her in a roundabout way. She tries to tell Toby that Allie is alive somewhere, and it's really hard to tell if this is real and just in black and white or a fantasy. That's what I was wondering the whole episode is this really happening right now, or is this all just a fantasy in Spencer's head? She's thinking this is how everything's going to go down if I continue the way I'm going. And everything's, again, very over the top, but I thought that was good about that because it had to be. By the way, this episode isn't one to go by plots because everything was really all jumbled together. So I can't really go plot by plot by plot by plot because this episode does not work that way. So then we see Emily. She's asking Paige about her past affair with Shauna, and she tells Emily that she thought about her when she was with Shauna. Paige tells her that she has to leave first because she cannot stand to watch Emily walk away, and they don't know if they will see each other anytime soon. Hannah's walking down the street, clearly not alone with Mona on her trail. They finally see each other. The phone rings, and it is Mona to Spencer, telling her there is a blonde package waiting for her, and she better get there while she is still breathing. Mona's very creepy in this episode. I don't know why they decided to make her so creepy, but definitely very eerie. This is how Mona should be every episode, because I don't like the nice Mona. I don't. I don't like the Mona that, can we trust her, can we not? No, I like crazy Mona, like this one. In the apartment sits Hannah with Mona and Ezra watching over them. They are trying to find out from Ezra if he is with Aria. He tells them they should just ask Aria, but then he tells them they are in over their heads and are not quite sure whom they can and cannot trust. So Hannah's driving home with Spencer, trying to figure out why guys turn so fast. That was definitely a pretty funny scene. Spencer's not acting herself, so Hannah tells her to relax, and then Spencer reveals that she traced a number from Allie to Ezra. And all Hannah has to do is trace the number from the switchboard. Paige and Aria are chatting, and Aria tells her that she was a tomboy until she fell in love. And that was definitely an interesting scene between the two of them. You know, Paige and Aria were I thought that was definitely very interesting. The way they portrayed Aria in this episode was kind of interesting. I will say, Aria is by far the dumbest character on this show because she does not realize that her boyfriend is fucked up. He is. He's a killer. I find it ridiculous that she doesn't believe them. I do. I find that absolutely ridiculous, and I wish she would just listen to them and stop being an idiot. So then Ezra and Toby are talking about getting in trouble with women, and Ezra's willing to offer some information to Toby for free. This scene was really good. I really enjoyed the scene between Ezra and Toby. By the way, the music they picked for this episode, great. I was very happy they did not do modern background music. I was happy it was more 1940s background music. That was definitely a very good choice because it really made you feel like you were there. There are many shows, you know, nowadays that have modern music when it's supposed to be this time period and it doesn't work well, and this was not one of them. So he tells him that Allie's alive. Spencer knows where to find her. Spencer's at home when Allie comes out from the photo on the wall, and Spencer gets mad because she thinks she knew about Ezra. Spencer wants a straight answer, and Allie tells her she has all the pieces, she just needs to put them together. She then questions Spencer about her pill habit and what would happen if she ran out, and then the pills are not in the sink. And she tries to get them out, but Toby says, snap out of it. And again, Toby cannot see Allie, so that was definitely really big. Now, definitely, if I was very happy with us finally seeing Allison, finally seeing the girls meet up with her, because I've been wanting to see confrontations between Allison and the girls since the beginning of 4B. Definitely. Spencer is taken in by Toby, asked if Allie is really alive, which she says no to. He says that Spencer always has an answer, but maybe Allie tricks Spencer into helping her fake her death. Now Ezra and Aria are together again. She tells him that she wants him to be open with her friends about them. He asks if she can trust them and vice versa. She says she trusts them with her life. He tells her dead in the eye that Allie is still alive, while Hannah is trying to work the switchboard to get the info as to who Allie is calling. Definitely all those scenes with Hannah as a secretary, as I said, very funny. I enjoyed that. And then we get an interesting scene between Paige and Emily, because Paige feels very lonely. She's scared to be alone, but Emily tells her that will never happen. Looks like they're both scared in general. They have a passion. They want to be together, open like Ezra and Aria, and they end up having sex, actually, which was interesting. I didn't expect that to happen. And then Spencer's trying to confide in Toby, but she has no idea who the real A is. He tells her that he knows that Allie's alive and that she has a path to her, but she says that she only has the diary. And Toby knows that all the answers are right in front of Spencer in the book. She just has to stop looking so hard. She's very exhausted from reading and trying to solve the puzzle that it is A and Allie. And Toby actually does kiss her here, which I really enjoyed, because Toby was being very hard on her, and I like that we did get a genuine, nice love scene between the two of them. I enjoyed that. So then Spencer meets up with Aria. She looks very scared, so Spencer asks what is up. Aria says she will tell her as long as she does not get the Spencer look. She admits that she has been seeing Ezra again, but she feels like what they have is so different than what anyone else has. So Aria starts to question why she met Ezra and how the story was written for her and him so perfectly. And as Spencer's getting ready to confide in Aria, Hannah shows up and tells her that she has found Allie. The girls track down where the call came from, find Allie. She asks if anyone saw them. When they say no, she tells them to leave. So Allie feels like they are trying to get her killed and thinks that Spencer would love it if Allie never came back. So Spencer looks at Allie and tells her that they will think for themselves and let her suffer on her own. And this was a really, really big scene. The scene where, she confronted all the girls, very big. Spencer also reminds Allie that she is different than her and is about to come out that Ezra's A. And, because Allie says, oh, you haven't told her? And then shots fired. And here's where it gets really intense. I'm like, yes, intense, I love it. Because at this point I'm thinking that this is really happening, but it's just in black and white. This is what I'm thinking at this point. There's a shot fired, Allie gets away. And they all start running away, and they are running from Ezra, who calls to Aria, telling her he will keep her safe. The girls tell her that she cannot trust Ezra, but won't say why. And Allie thinks that they have no guts at all, which is true. They can't just tell her. You know what? Honestly, Allie was like a conscience, I think. I don't really think Allie was there in that scene. If this really happened, I don't think Allie was really there. It seemed more like she was a conscience to Spencer, kind of saying, you have no guts at all. You need to have the guts and tell her what really is going on. And Aria starts walking towards Ezra over her friend's advice because, again, she's a fucking idiot. And Aria just, she pisses me off. I hate her. I hate her character in this half of the season. I really do. Aria, as predicted, ends up walking to Toby, who has knocked over Ezra. They don't know where Allie has gone, per usual, but it doesn't really matter at the moment, because Aria feels so betrayed, but by whom? Her friends are Ezra, so she asks why Toby hit him, but no one will say anything. Toby keeps saying that Spencer is the truth right in front of her, and then she is flashed back to present day. So Toby kept saying the page is not the book. And this really, so the whole thing here was that Spencer was thinking all of this. Now, what I like is that at least we did get some scenes here. It's not like we got no answers at all, because really, she does listen to what Toby said, because Toby basically said, kept saying the book, not the page is not the book. So Spencer picks it up and tries to reevaluate. Turns out that the book has a lot of changes in it. Ezra wanted the book to be found. He knows they are on to him. What he does not know is that Spencer has photos of the pages on her phone. They run over to Aria's, and then they see her kissing Ezra. And that is how this episode ends. Let me just say that one thing that annoyed me about this episode, I'm wondering, did any of this actually happen? I'm guessing no, because we basically were right back to where we were in the beginning of the episode. I will say, though, it was definitely very interesting to see all this, and it really was an effective episode. It wasn't just like a throwaway episode, because Spencer's really thinking in her mind how all of this is going to play out. I mean, it's a little hard to believe that Spencer would think of, like, the Emily and Paige stuff, but again, this is a TV show. You can't really say anything about that. But what I do really love is that we are starting to get some answers here. Some genuine answers. I'm wondering if they're going to have this kind of similar encounter with Allie, because as we know, her and Shauna are very tight at the moment, and Shauna told Allie to reveal herself to them, so I'm thinking that's going to happen next week. We know next week that we're going to find out that Aria's going to find out that Ezra's A. And, by the way, to the person who keeps saying that Ezra is not A, watch this episode. Clearly we can see that he is A. Clearly we can. I wasn't believing it before, but now I am believing it. Again, amazing episode. A lot of really great performances in this episode as well. I thought this was definitely the best episode of 4B. Definitely really, really intense. Love the episode. Love the black and white as well. I really like the time period setting. That was really great for the show. And I'd actually like to see them maybe do it again next year. Maybe for their Halloween episode in the next season, they should go back to black and white, because it was definitely very creepy, very eerie, and I really loved that about the episode. So let me know what you guys thought of the episode, and I will see you guys. Did you guys like the black and white? Did it work for you, or did you find it was unnecessary? that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be my review of Justified. So, see you then. Bye!